Joy sitting next to the KOFM call team today. What's that? Wasn't it?
Ready to get that, mate?
Wouldn't have learned much.
Yeah, I did.
Like plenty of heart, obviously, in the second half. First half wasn't what you wanted. How do you weigh it all?
Yeah, that's definitely frustrating. As the old story, you don't mind team beating you when you sort of beat yourself at times. There's nothing worse playing this game. It's too hard to get some sort of momentum or possession in this game. And most teams, when you're going turn for turn with the ball, it's pretty even. You've got the same amount of energy, but obviously when you make a mistake and make another one, its possession rate goes, and the next thing you're on the back foot, you've got no energy to defend. And when you've got a team like the Roosters coming at you like that, probably 26 points is a score you're going to get. But yeah, the fighting qualities in the second half, couldn't be more proud of them in that sense, that's for sure. But it's just too hard to try to call anything back from that scenario. So there was a bit of pride there for him, a bit of fun. I thought Kurt was fantastic. What we did have left on the bench was only 2 blokes, and then we've lost Tyler and Bo Scott, and Kurt was a little bit crook as well. So it's the season that we're having, and just had to patch them up and get them out there, and they did a fine job.
But what do you say to them? Like you've had your half-time talk and about regrouping, and you can see that try right on a minute in the second half, and that's 32-0. What do you say to them?
Well, yeah, it wasn't the ideal way to start the second half, that's for sure. It was the first set of the second half. But it's just going back to the process of going, what's the next job? We're kicking off. We need to hold this set. I don't know how many kick-offs they've offloaded play one. That's not good enough to start a kick-off set. But yeah, we did fight our way with that. We were courageous with the 2 guys missing at half-time, from half-time. But we had some possession in the second half, and that's why we scored some points. I think I felt that arm wrestle in the first 10 minutes or whatever that was. I thought we were on top, to be honest. Slightly on top, just in our energy and the way we're getting balls on the full and the way we're playing around the ruck, and that was all really positive. We might have made an error. I think we defended the first one. Might have been the next error. Didn't defend, and the momentum was just all with them with the first half. We had no possession, no ball up there, and just couldn't defend errors or penalties because it takes too much energy out of you. And you've got to be resilient during those times. But if we make errors on play one and continue to do that, that's going to be the result at half-time.
At what point in that second half did you feel that this was more than just a couple of consolation tries, that there was a real belief that you could get them? I mean, 10 minutes to go and you felt within 10? I
can't remember the last 5 minutes, let alone the second half. I don't know what happened. I don't know what try it was, but I just remember it must have been the second try in the second half. Whenever the second try was, I just remember there was a collective belief that went up. I mean, the crowd was awesome today. Can't be more thankful and appreciate the crowd that turned up today and the way they got behind us in the second half. And that just builds a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence and belief. And that's what happened probably after the second try. And it was a real belief during the second half. And we were still a long way off, but we thought we could pull them back. But in the end, it's too many points to be doing that.
Because it was 8-0 up until the 29th minute, and they scored. All that possession sort of weighed on you in the last 10 minutes of that first half when they pulled on those 3 tries.
Yeah, it does. And I guess the thing with making defensive errors, that's what kills you. You're making errors with the ball. With play one mistakes, we did that 3 times, and that's 18 extra tackles you're missing out on. And then we're making some errors because we're tired in defence. And we've got guys learning in first grade. So 7 that we had out from today, and then a couple more during the game. It was always going to be tough. So that's why I was really, really worried a minute into that second half what was going to happen today. But the way they clawed back, yeah, I was pretty proud of how they did that.
Did you fear a bit of a cricket score?
At that time, I was really worried because I knew what was said at half time, obviously, and I was pretty happy how they banded together. But it just one said they weren't coming back, the other one said they can't come back, and then next thing Kurt was a little bit busted as well. So was a little bit of a worry, but yeah, once again, possession. Once you get a bit of possession, you can come back into any game.
Where do you think they are, Benji?
Yeah, they're title favourites. I reckon they're well coached. They've got a great roster. No, they took their most influential player of that game today in Mitchell, and he's like I've played in games with Mitchell and in teams with Mitchell, and he's definitely the conductor of everything. And you know, it would have been a good learning experience for all the Roosters boys not having Mitchell in the team, I'm sure.
But you must be pretty confident if you can play like you did in the second half that you'll win some games before the year's out.
Oh, yeah, we're just not doing it for long enough periods, mate, and that's probably been the case all year. We've shown we could score points all year. Defending probably not so good, but it's on the back of errors or penalties that the best teams, they can be resilient and they can defend those errors and defend those penalties. Because I think we've shown we can score points, but that isn't our problem, and we need to do that consistently and for longer periods.
Are you right to play next week? Or
Yeah, I'm just a bit ahead on playing.
Do you get on back next week, Bezzy?
Yeah, we should get Kate Snowden back. At this stage, a few more to be assessed. Obviously, Bowie and Tyler Randall. See where that's at, but
They're unlikely.
they'll be assessed, yeah. But to not come back out is disappointing. You know, Bo's got a foot injury and Tyler's got an eye injury, which is pretty serious. So they'll be assessed, but yeah, we'll see what comes into the squad. That's for sure. We need someone.
Is there a fear that Bo's got a break? Is that the...
It could be, yeah, but yeah, he's getting the right treatment in the boot and get a scan, I think, in the next couple of days.
So the signs of last week and this week, good first start last week and second this week, it's just pretty good for 80 minutes in your show.
I just expressed to the boys then that we have got a pulse. There is a pulse there. So, you know, there's a lot of young guys in there that are hurting, and I just don't want them to get them used to this losing habit. That's the biggest thing, and I really take it really personal and on board, and that's a good thing. But you've got to also harness that and say, well, I really want to keep my standards high, and I know there's a Newcastle, a really good squad there in the next couple of years, and these guys are learning, going through this process now, and in 3 or 4 years' time, they'll be leaders and won't want to go down into these sort of performances, I'm sure.
Keeping them positive, Danny, is that a matter of talking about the mental side of things that you did at the end of last week's game?
Yeah, a lot of things. You know, but dropping it on play one off the kick-off, they're the things that just really kneecaps the team at the moment, especially with the confidence that we've got defending errors. So you're straight on the back foot, and so they know that. It's just about explaining why that happens, and the next thing, so it gives them some confidence to defend well and have that positive attitude that they can really do anything they want to in this game. And like I thought Sione was fantastic today. It's a real big step in the right direction for him. Sam Mariora came into the squad. Joe Tapine found himself in the centres. You know, so there's some guys that'll be around for a couple of years now, I'm sure.
Kurt, do you think that the Roosters are the yardstick? Are they the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah. They've played some great footy, and I'm a big fan of Mitchell. And as Betsy said, I'm sure the rest of the team took plenty of confidence out of being able to do that without him. And look, he's a wonderful player, so tip him in the team as well. As Betsy said, they've got to be favourites.
And the fullback, mate, he was pretty hard to handle.
Yeah.
He came up with a few mistakes there. He was pretty hard to handle when he had the footy.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about it all week, about his footwork and what you've got to do defensively. You've got to do it, though. You've got to be able to stop him.
Kurt, did you want to say anything about Dave Falondo announced?
Yeah, good one. It was an emotional day yesterday when Dave came in. And I think he was two games off his 200th game, so I'd spoke to him a week before this, and we really wanted to get 200. And when Warren Smiles read out what he'd done in his career, the amount of games he's played, the teams he's represented, New Zealand, Samoa,
Exiles, Huddersfield.
So look, he's been a wonderful player, and as I said to Dave and the group, he was a feared player on the field, but a lovely bloke off it. And that's a pretty good rap that is. He's a real good fellow, Dave, and it's sad that he had to end a few games before that he would have liked, but what a wonderful career, and he should be proud of it.
guess